the old man removed all the stickers on his car. I didn't even know this part of the car was white. Holy smokes. What the heck happened here? Man, you can tell those stickers have been on there a while. You can see some faded spots for sure. But man, I wonder if he's gonna cover those back up with new stickers or what's going on there. Yes, finally the new radiator has arrived. New radiator ready to go into the dragster for this year. That's kind of the last piece of the puzzle for us here on this 421 cubic inch small block Chevrolet, 825 horsepower going into the dragster this year. Pretty pumped about it. We have to get this radiator installed. Had some problems with the old one, so we got a new radiator going in. Once the radiator is in, we can kind of finish installing the rest of the stuff on the front of the motor, such as the CO2 tank. We got a puke tank and some other odds and ends that we need to do on the front of the motor once the radiator is in there and we kind of see how much room we have left. So the plan today is to get these race cars finished up. I think the old man's is pretty much dialed in, ready to go. I'm gonna get this finished up on the front of the motor with the radiator, deflector plate, all of that, and then we're gonna go ahead and put the panels back on, get it all cleaned up and ready for the 2019 season. I'm so pumped! Well guys, after much struggle, the radiator is finally installed in the car. What a pain. As you can see, the radiator came with a different mounting pattern than the previous one, so we had to make a custom bracket in here and just all kinds of fitment struggles, but it's finally in. So new radiator lines are going to be created now and start mounting things on the front of the motor. Well guys, as we get more and more of the plumbing mocked up on the front of the motor here, it gets more and more congested. So we do have the radiator kind of hooked up. I mean, they're not tight or anything yet, but one radiator line like so. Second one is tucked under here as well. And we need to get two puke tanks, one for the vacuum pump and one for the water, mounted on that side of the motor. This is like the only spot that we have left to mount things. CO2 tank is installed. What we are thinking, this is for the vacuum pump. This will need to be mounted about like such. This is the puke tank for the water, and that will go kind of right beside it. So what I'm hoping I can do is make a bracket that will attach to this, hose clamps onto the one of them, and then using the bolt holes on this one here, make one bracket that kind of holds both things. So that's the next step. Check it out, guys. After working on the car most of the day today, we're ready to fire it up for the first time since the dyno. Fire it up, hopefully warm it up, run the valves, make sure it's full of water, all of that good stuff. Alright guys, that's going to close out today's video. I know I didn't record too much today, but we did get quite a bit done on the car, got it running, got it ready to go. Only a few more odds and ends left, and this thing is going to be ready to take to the track for the 2019 season. I do like how the puke tank mount situation turned out. That's probably the best thing that happened today, because this radiator mounting situation is slightly cobbled. I don't really like how that turned out, but that's at the fault of this radiator having a completely different mounting configuration than the old one. And we were told it was going to be the same as the old one, but it is what it is. We got it mounted. We have it kind of retrofitted to work. Fresh coat of paint on the headers again. They actually match a little bit better, as you can see now. A lot happier with how those turned out. I think they look pretty gnarly. Very, very low budget, but nice looking headers at the end of the day. I think the only thing we have left is to possibly change out transmission fluid, maybe put new tires on the back of the car, clean up all the panels, put it all back together, and we're going to be ready to go to the racetrack. So again, I apologize for not recording too much today. Let's end this one out with a really saucy B-roll sequence. Later.